Ragnar Lothbrok lies dead in the Northumbrian dirt. Veins choked with Anglo-Saxon wrath and viper's venom. Revenge was swift. His sons laid waste to the British Isles, splintering the land and slaughtering all who opposed them. The Viking horde swept west, an insatiable force that brought Alfred the Great to his knees. But some men can only be pushed so far. The year is now 878 AD. Whilst Norsemen settle land they once pillaged, Alfred of Wessex seeks to unite the Isles under one banner. But here stand a new wave of the ambitious and hungry, ready to stake their claim to Britannia. Kings will rise. One will rule.
Alright, ladies and gents, and welcome to Total War Saga Thrones of Britannia. Now, before I get started, I should let you know I'm using 3 small mods on this campaign, and that is Unlimited Governors, a cinematic battles, or cinematic combat, I can't remember which. Basically just makes infantry fights much more like a slog, you know, the proper beating each other down. It takes a long time for a straight infantry fight to finish, so you have to use tactics to end them quicker. Well, most of the time, it depends. But anyway, and I'm using a 12 turns per year mod, and this is simply because in records that I've seen throughout history, it takes about 2 weeks to walk from, say, the northwestern corner of Wales to the southeastern corner of Kent. So, I mean, that's what I've seen anyway. Whether it takes that long or not, probably nowadays not, because there's much more roads and paths. But anyway, so I wanted to install it so every turn's a month. So it's, you know, yeah, every turn's a month, so it, you know, it just works out that way. We're going to play as Seaxe, and we're going to go. Come on, oh, here you go. There we go. Excuse me. Sorry, I've got a bit of hay fever, so if I do sneeze, I do apologise. So I'm playing on very hard, very hard. We're going to play it as Seaxe because I want to unify the entirety of England and then possibly the British Isles under one banner. My first goal of this, I'm going to roleplay it a little bit. So Alfred's major goal is to get rid of any foreign powers that, you know, didn't come from the British Isles ever since, you know, the Anglos and the Saxons landed, you know. So basically he's going to want to get rid of any Norse cultures. So we're not going to befriend them. We might do some cheeky diplomacy with them to keep them to one side and then deal with them later, I think is the idea we're going for. But the first part of this campaign, there's going to be a small battle, and I'm going to focus on economic growth to start with. And while this cutscene gets to play, I'm going to take a hay fever tablet because, my god, I need it. Totally forgot to take one before, and now I'm paying the price. Give me cuppa. Oh, that went down horribly wrong. There we go. So here you can see all the details about our faction. We get the third, I don't know how you pronounce that really, part-time soldiers. We get 25 to commander's aura, get +5 to melee skill for all units, when defending that is. We get the Witten events. We have stronger armoured swords and spear infantry, impressive late game cavalry, and +5% XP. Oh no, sorry, +5 XP for all generals per turn, which is quite nice. So people will level up, even though they're not doing anything. Although I don't think you can level up people that aren't in governors or generalships anyway.
Long have the Vikings raided our lands, but nothing prepared us for their great army. For a decade we fought them, the tide of battle ebbing back and forth. Until finally they were defeated, and their great army fled our lands. Now, England lies divided. Its old political order washed away. Too long have we fought amongst ourselves. Now is the time to unite as England.
As England.
England is divided, weakened from a decade of fighting. West Saxe has suffered greatly, but its star is on the rise. It is your fate to bring order back to these lands. You have vassals under your protection who are sworn to aid you in time of war. They are Gwent and Glewisic to your northwest, Defen and Kernu to your west, and Sooth, Saxe and Kent to the east. It is important to maintain good relations with your vassals. If you do not, they may choose to break your treaty rather than join your war. Rumors abound of new Viking incursions in the south. You will need to build up your defenses there to make sure you are not caught off guard when they strike. One of your armies is ready to attack the southern rebels. Dealing with this threat promptly will bring much needed stability to your lands.
Okay, so our first objective is to deal with the rebel scum that have risen up in the south of our territory here.
No.
We can't see anything about them other than they have a unit of axemen and they call themselves a rebel army. That's very creative of them. Very creative.
We will do our utmost.
Will you? So we're going to attack them.
Let battle commence.
And I'm going to fight this battle off camera and I'm going to record the replay simply because I can get it more cinematic on the replay. And also, because I have a visual impairment, it's hard for my eyes to track everything going on, so I kind of have to pause and play. So, join me again in the replay. Alright, and now we're here in the battle replay. As you can see, our forces, we have Alfred the Great and his bodyguard. We have a unit of spears, 1 unit of swords, 2 units of archers, and 1 unit of scout cavalry. We're up against, I can't remember his name, this guy, I think it's Edworth or something like that. He's got 2 units of spears, 1 unit of axes, 1 unit of archers, and 1 scout cavalry. So let's get into the battle. Here, here's a deployment zone. I secretly hid some cavalry in the woods here, and the rest of my army to the left of it. They are running up to a forward position up here, and this is to turn the enemy's army, which is over here, attention away from facing my cavalry. So I want them to face this direction. And here's the enemy's army. They have this cavalry on the left flank, followed by a unit of spears. The elite guard. What's the unit of spears? Have I missed their axemen? Oh, their axemen are right next to the general guard there. And their archers are out in front. So the enemy does something a little bit cunning that I was not expecting in this battle, actually. And I'll show you as we get closer to it. Basically, my formation, I've got my archers out in front, I've got my sword infantry behind, including the general's bodyguard, and my spear units on my right flank to counter their cavalry. So basically my intention was to just march forward as my formation is, attack their archers with my archers, attack the spearmen on their flanks with my swordsmen, and attack the cavalry with my spears. Now the cavalry does something a little cheeky here. They run into this patch of woods and just disappear for a second, which causes my spearmen to lose sight and thus stop moving. Luckily I think I noticed this and reacted to it fairly speedily. But yeah, I think at this minute in time I'm just marching my spears further. Oh, getting ready to march my... should be. I end up marching my spears further out to the flank in order that they don't get intercepted by any other unit when marching towards the cavalry. I don't know what I'm waiting for at this moment in time. Come on, I'm sure I was attacking by now, I'm sure. Oh, no, sorry, my bad. I moved my formation further this way to get them to face exactly away from my cavalry. Meaning that when the battle starts, my cavalry can have an easy shot at the archers, because the archers are going to fall behind the lines and be easy pickings. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm moving my formation further around in order to make them cycle their formation a bit more as well, exposing their flank to my, well, hidden units. Forgot about that stage. I thought I did it fairly quick, apparently no, I hesitated and was watching what was going on for a minute as well. As you can see here, these are my elite swordsmen, my general's bodyguard. This side are my sword's retinue, which are, well, my thanes should I say. My archers, and my spearmen I believe I'm now marching out to the side. Yeah, look, here we are. See, I think this is, yep, this looks like where the march is starting to begin. We start by moving our spearmen further out, and then the rest of our army will soon follow. We watch here, this is where the cavalry, sneakily, disappears in the woods. So it's there where they disappeared, see where they went quiet then? And then they reappeared, so then I charged them. You can see my spears approaching. Meanwhile their main line, they're moving forward as well as I am. Their archers have lagged behind, and now our forces are going to clash. So they weird off to the other side there. There was a unit of spears here. I did not notice these actually. These went to attack my unit of spears, who were busy fighting the enemy cavalry here. Now, I didn't notice this for some time, until I realised that my spearmen's numbers were dropping. So now the battle itself is really underway. Our archers are picking off their archers in the back. As you can see, they're starting to waver now. In fact, they're running away. And our cavalry are not far behind. In fact, you can see them there in the distance. They're coming up. Here they come, and they're going to get rid of these guys. There they go. Basically, our cavalry's mission throughout this is to catch and kill any raiding units. So the focus is now in this bit. We've got our archers firing at anyone who steps away from the battle. We've got these men fighting over here against the enemy general. Their formation's a bit messed up. Our general fighting here against these axemen. And I'm not entirely sure where my cavalry's gone at this point, but they were... oh, they're there. Just there. See, our cavalry's just stood there at this point. We're waiting for someone to start retreating, so we can take advantage of that. So far, I'm quite impressed with the battle replays of this particular game. They seem to be quite accurate so far. The other games, they have a tendency to just randomly do stuff that didn't happen in the battle. So you can see the spearmen in the woods here. The enemy is slightly... well, they're actually losing. I didn't realise that. I thought they was winning at this point. Because when I was fighting it, my spearmen dropped quite significantly. All of a sudden, and I didn't know why by this point. So I got my archers eventually to fire into the backs of the spearmen that were attacking my flank. You see, this melee is lasting a long time. This is what I mean by the mod that cinematic battles. It really makes these fights much more a grueling affair. The swordsman just casual as you like, slicing away at these axemen. We should technically have an advantage against these axemen. Looks like our formation's all skew with there. Same on this front. Our formation's all over the show. It's not a steady formation at all. I'm sure by now I've realised... I'm sure at this point I realised what was going on in the woods here. Oh, can't see. And I reacted to it, but... well, they're not. Our spearmen are just actually kicking ass at this moment in time. See, because I put these guys to hold the fire. Ah, here we go. This must be when I realised. They turned and started firing on these spearmen. Because this is when I noticed that this fight was going on. Before this point I was completely oblivious. I thought my spearmen got caught up in a fight in the main battle. But it's not the case. You see it? Our general has beat the axemen, I think. Oh, cavalry, sorry. Missed that. We charged our cavalry to the back of the axemen. They got stuck into the fight with the enemy general here. But we started to form the general up to attack this side of the enemy's general. Because they're just scattered all over the show, so the flanking would be a bit weird to do, so I just charged in. Attacked them. You can see our archers are still firing at the enemy's spearmen. I think they were fleeing soon. Yep, you can see in the distance there they are fleeing. They attempt to join this fight at some point, but then they just get crushed. We're nearing the end of the battle now. And as you can see at the top, the balance of power is firmly in our favour. Look over here. The enemy spearmen do rally, but I'm still shooting at them. They are being completely harassed. They're not getting any break whatsoever. And eventually they just break completely, and then I charge them with my cavalry. And they're running away now. Hey! Eventually my cavalry will come and pursue them and take them out completely. Meanwhile, the fight in the centre of the field here is going particularly well. In fact, it's hard to spot any enemy units in this mess. But they are being particularly crushed. And at this point I just decided to form my archers back up in a line at the rear. They're not needed now, they've done their job. It's just up to our main infantry line to just finish off the enemy's generals and his bodyguard. And there you go, they're retreating. That's the end of the battle. Now my intention was to chase down the remainder of his bodyguard unit because I wasn't sure if the general died, it didn't say. But this doesn't last long, they soon actually fully get eliminated as I move my infantry away and let the cavalry do the chasing down. My infantry are going to the back here. And that's it, the end of the battle. It was a decisive victory, and I can say on the campaign map it doesn't let you save on like the results screen. Not the loading screen, the actual, when you're back on the campaign map, the results there. It doesn't let you save there, so I can show you. We completely annihilated their army. There is no survivors whatsoever. Or those that did survive, I assume they're cavalry members that ran away, they must have survived. They just disbanded. So no, I'll join you back on the campaign map. Okay, so we're back on the campaign map. As you can see, here's a notification that the rebellion was destroyed. So we completed our objective. There you go. And you can see the actual losses, mostly to our spearmen. Other than that, our sword took a little bit of a hit at our general's bodyguard as well, but that is it. Our cavalry took a small amount of damage. But with this army now, we're going to head north, and I'm trying to think of where best to go. I think here, because to our northeast we have the east angle, or east angles. So we need to eliminate them. But in the meantime, we can have a look at some other options. We've got a couple of characters actually who are slightly worryingly disloyal. As you can see at the top here. Alfred has also leveled up. We get a nice good look at his character now. His command is level 7, his governorship is level 2, his zeal is level 2. His influence is 10, which is, excuse me, very nice. I actually don't know what the influence affects. Base influence. Change trace. Influence represents a character's political power. Your faction will gain various bonuses and penalties based on the influence, the faction leader's influence. Characters will have a loyalty penalty if they have higher influence than the faction leader. So basically keep this high and we shouldn't have too many problems with disloyalty. So I'm going to appoint a quartermaster to Alfred's army. This gives him a little bit of further map movement and supply. So that's Alfred sorted. I might rename these armies, I think, because the Swine Army and the Wild Hawks. The Wild Hawks is kind of cool now. I'm thinking just name them, you know, like Army of King Alfred and Army of Lord Aethwold, however you pronounce that. Speaking of Aethwold, we're going to march him south because in the introduction, as you heard, there are threats from the southern channel, which we need to be prepared for in some way. This is one of our vassals, Seaxe, or Sussex as it's known on. This music's nice. I do like the music in this game. It reminds me a bit of The Witcher. Witcher 3 to be specific. The music in Oxenford, this piece. Oxenford, even. Or Skellige, even. One of the two. Anyway. Now, economy I'm going to do a bit differently. I'm going to focus on one province at a time. And I picked out Wiltshire as my first province to focus on. And we're going to start by demolishing this. We're going to make this, at least for now, a huge food producer. And that's going to be our focus. So we're not going to spend money on other provinces just yet. Focus on Wiltshire. To that end, I do believe we go here. The governor for Wiltshire isn't ideal. So we're going to go on this one, and I didn't look who the governor was, did I? Moron. But here you see like our provincial map, I suppose you could call it. So it just shows all our provinces and which ones are governed and which ones are not. Let's just close this and check out who our governor is. Our governor is Alfred. Or Alfred. Alfred? I don't know. I'm just going to call him Alfred. So we're going to look for Alfred, and I want to swap him with someone who's got high zeal. So for example, this guy here, Lowston, has high zeal. So I'm going to put him in charge of Wiltshire. Modern day Wiltshire. It's a shire. And we're going to look for that dog though. That dog. Alfred here. And we're going to look for what province we've just ungoverned basically. The capital province. We ungoverned that one. There we go. So now they've got governorships. As my dog barks at nothingness. Just ignore her. Leave it to it. She's weird. And that's going to be our first turn. So this turn we've destroyed a rebel army. We have started growth of farmland in Wiltshire. And we're preparing for future conflicts. So let's carry on. I didn't do diplomacy. It doesn't matter. There's not much diplomacy to do at this point other than just declaring friendship with everyone. I think I'd like to strengthen my bonds with Mercia to the north. So the Great Viking Army. When Alfred first took the throne of West Seaxe, he followed it up with a glorious victory over the Great Viking Army, led by the vicious barbarian Guthrum. Now it is time for us to finish that fight and permanently deal with the East Angles. Wipe them out. So we have the objective to destroy, eliminate East Angles as a faction. We gain +2 influence for Alfred, which doesn't make sense, but max influence anyway. But we'll accept that, but we're not going to do that just yet. We're going to focus a little more on economy first. And what's this? We don't want grain pits. I think we want a grange. What does this do? +2 supply, +15 food production, +1 siege holiday time, +10% to farm income, which is good. That's what we want. We want to increase our farm's income. So we're going to go ahead and build that. And that's all we're going to do for this turn. We're going to focus on one industry at a time. Eventually this will start costing me all my treasury to do these buildings, but at the moment we may as well save money where we can, because we also want to build up our military forces once Alfred gets to the village we sent him to, he's going to need to recruit, and once Alfred gets to the safe course, he's going to want to recruit as well. So anyway, our governor of Beorhtric, I don't know, we're just going to call him Beorhtric. He has leveled up. You can see his loyalty is not great, but it's not in the danger zone. He is a governor, so I'm going to give him a scribe. A scribe gives him plus 5% local income and 1 governorship. So he's now a semi-competent governor, not great, but not terrible. So -6 to construction cost of the general province, and minus 20% corruption of that province, which is great. Bam. Oh, we got another character to level up, and we still got disloyal characters. Let's see. This is not one of them disloyal characters. This is my General Alfred. Now, Alfred is going to be in for a tough fight soon, I think, so I might give him command to keep his army together through the fight. I'm going to kill that dog. I'm going to kill her. She's genuinely just barking at nothing. So we're going to level him up as well. He's going to continue his journey down south, as Alfred is hopefully going to... Is his move been cancelled? No, he's past there. Right, okay. I thought his movement had been cancelled. Oh my god, this bloody dog. Oh! Crap! What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? Oh no, no. Oh phew. Whew. I thought the game crashed. Yeah, just kind of minimised for some reason. Okay, anyway. Let's end this turn.
Better offer.
Okay, so they want to marry my sister? I'm not entirely sure who this is, but what's a trait? This woman abhors her chosen husband and would never... Okay. Adores. Okay, I totally said the wrong thing. What faction is this to? Is it to one of my vassals? It's to Gwent. It is to my vassal. I will accept.
Both our peoples will be happy with this.
That should keep our relations with Gwent very, well, close. A worthy bride. Let's see, who's this to? This is to Lostan, our governor. His bride is a natural beauty. Lucky you, Lostan. What does it give you? +1 influence. What's your influence at now? 7. It'll be at 7 after this, which is fine. I can give him my permission. That's absolutely fine. So look who's leveled up. Our governor of Lostan has just leveled up as well. So his loyalty is good. We can go ahead and appoint him a scribe. Get that governorship up, mate, because you are bad at it.
We await your command.
I know what my dog's barking at now. There's some people getting in and out of cars outside, and for some reason car doors make her go a bit berserk. She's expecting whoever gets out of the car outside our flat to come into the flat. Let's go to Wiltshire, check up on how things are running. We have got 2 turns till our farms are complete, 3 turns till our grange is complete. So in 2 turns time, we'll be investing a bit more money into that. Meanwhile, we need to get our armies
My men yearn to prove
closer to their destination. We need to start recruiting very soon. Otherwise the East Angles are going to have a bit of an advantage when it comes to manpower over us. And they probably do already, to be honest. But never mind. So Alfred's on his way. And you there, Alfred, you should also be on your way. Sorry, itching. I don't know where I want you to go. Do I want you to go to this village on the island? Very vulnerable to attack from the coast, but so is this one. I suppose if I go to this one, if anyone lands on this bit of the coast, we can respond quite quickly. One thing I do need to do for Alfred is actually get rid of that scout cavalry, because I don't use them all that often. I suppose I could use them for what the namesake is. I could use them to scout, but yeah. Let's go and have a look at Wiltshire once more. Anyway, let's end this turn. The downside of how I've got my recording device set up is that the bottom right corner is where my little display is, and it's blocking out some of the information near the end turn panel. Not great.
My endeavours are rewarded.
There's my endeavours. So next turn will be the farming turn. So we're getting a nice amount of money together for it. Who's levelled up? Another governor. This time it's Wiglaf. Kind of like that name for some reason. He is unloyal. Aha. So we re-give him a priest to work with him. That increases his loyalty. I should take him out of the loyalty danger zone at least.
We will stay the course.
Yes, stay the course. Stay the course. Keep going. Just keep marching to the north. See, the problem with this game is I lose track of the mouse so easy. We need to get to Ebersam. Is that how you say it? Ebersam? Yeah, Ebersam.
Moving up.
And from Ebersam we are a stone's throw away from London, or London as it's called now.
We must wait, then try again.
Okay, that's Alfred. He's not far away.
Train for this.
Alfred, Alfwald, sorry, not Alfred. Alfwald is going to head south.
Moving up.
Continue to head south, should I say. I haven't been paying attention to what's going on around the game world, actually. Look here. Got foreign trespasser, thunder and lightning. That is an army under Guthrum, our hated rival. That's it. That's all that's been happening this time. It's the only bit of news we've got. Let's go to Wiltshire once more. And end the turn. So So it's currently June. Oh. It's funny because it actually is June. Oh my god. Honestly guys, I don't know how many of you are British, but yesterday, and in fact I think today, if I can find where I put my phone I will check, but yesterday it got to 31 degrees here. Let's close that so that doesn't accidentally start playing. Oh, 28 today. We're a bit cooler than we was yesterday. 31 degrees. Okay, so we got the Viking raids, and they are coming from the eastern. They're coming to our eastern shore, so they're likely to attack Kent. But I believe Kent should be able to deal with them. I could send reinforcements, but well, they've only got a 12-stack army so far. I'm not sure. I can't see the raiders' armies yet, so let's head to Wiltshire and we will construct our farmlands, and we will also let's have a look. War declarations. East Engel has declared war on Halberg. Derby has declared war on Westmoreland. Cassil has declared war on. Well, some of these names are very hard to actually say. Trade gained more than enough. Who's this for? Ruffenwell, weird name. More than enough gives him +1 governance, +1 influence. Oh dear, he's getting quite influential. At this point in time, there is an abundance of food, and none shall go hungry. Oh, that's good. Good news. Okay, let's get Alfred. Let's get Alfred going. Alfred, you have reached your destination.
My warriors are steadfast and true.
The first thing that's going to happen is these scout cav are going to be disbanded. Save us a little money in the short term, the very, very short term, because now we're going to start recruiting. Give him another unit of archers. Now, Alfred's army, I want to have the best, so I'm going to give him swordsmen. He's going to have another unit of spears as well, and better cavalry. I don't want him to have the axemen because they're great and everything. They do punch holes in lines, but they're not very good defensively. And that's usually how I play. I'm not a very aggressive player. So things like skirmishers I don't use, archers I use, swordsmen I prefer to use, and spears I use, as well as a little bit of cavalry. So Alfred has started recruiting. This guy's not quite in position just yet, is he? Oh, he's right there. Cool. So this guy, I think you're going to have. I'm going to give you 3 more units of spears. I think you can have both cav. Ah, there's something I didn't think about actually. Before we do this, let's do it one stage at a time. So we've got to think about our feared limit and our food limit. So we've got our spears, that's good. Let's get the 2 units of cav. What's the food? 97, 77. And dog, shut up. What does that give us? That leaves us with 37 food, very little money, and we're 18 out of 21 on our feared limit. But this army should do him for the time being. He's got 14 stack that are currently recruiting. I'd like him to have more archers, but you know. So this guy has pretty much just got the dregs of our military trained people. The axemen will do some good work for us. The spears will hold the line, hopefully. But Alfred's army is smaller, but should be stronger because we got the swords, and I like the swords. Swords are my favourite in-game unit. Oh, got a couple of levels up to do before we go. So Alfred himself has leveled up. I've tempted to give him quarter mastery again. What does the second level do? Plus 10 campaign map movement, 10% campaign map movement, and plus 5 supply. Supply's never really been an issue. I've only once or twice run out, and that was when I was doing long overseas campaigns, say like attacking Ireland or you know the very tip of Scotland or something. And when I was just raiding, I wasn't, you know, conquering. But the campaign map movement is nice. I could give him a plus to command. I might do that next turn. But there we go. There's Alfred leveled up and recruiting. I did not see this army here. So East Ingle has actually sent. Oh, where's that Guthrum? Guthrum right on him. It is. Guthrum is right there. Oh, very small army indeed. So vulnerable, but not yet. Not yet. Plus, killing Guthrum doesn't really achieve much in the long term. Because they can still raise armies under other generals. Just Guthrum is the king. It won't destabilise them or anything like that. I wish you could look at enemy factions' family trees so you can see if their heir is going to be stronger or weaker. And you want to spare their king if he's going to be weaker, don't you? I ain't stronger even. Anyway, so we're looking at Alfred. I could give him more zeal. Could do with a bit more zeal. We could do with some zeal, in fact. Just while he's sat there recruiting, that'd be nice. We've got Hofward, whose influence is at 7. Yeah, he's quite the influential character. He's also a little bit disloyal, so we're going to assign him a priest. Keep that loyalty coming. And that has got rid of our notification saying we got disloyal faction members, which is nice. This is last but not least, we've got Alfred, our governor of the capital province. His loyalty is it's not great, it's not bad. So we're going to give him a scribe, get that governorship up even higher. Bam. Okay, and now the downside of recruiting so much is we've left ourselves short for upgrading this building in the next turn. But never mind. I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, maybe subscribe. And join me again next time for some more Total War Thrones of Britannia. I'll see you then.